Hello coders, welcome back to another YouTube tutorial, and in this tutorial we are going to re-implement our real-time. So we want to update our chat head. If you send a message in our message screen, when you come back to the chat head, we want also to see the new messages that we send. So in this tutorial you'll be able to see the real-time working correctly both on messages and chat heads. So let's get started. Let me show you by an example. Let's say if you click here and you just say hello Bisky and click this button. If you come back here, you can see the chat head has been updated. So let's get started. So we want to fix this issue. If I say how are you and click the send button, you can see if I come back here, it's not updating here. But if I go here and come back here, it's updating because we are loading this screen. So we want to fix the real time for this chat and also to do our re-implementation of our real time. So let's get started on that. So we want to create, let's go to our model. First, we want to create a new model called a real-time notifier. So class real-time notifier, and it says two parameters, which is fine now. String type and a document which is from Appwrite, and you can call this document and we want to create the constructor. Let's create a constructor, generate constructor, let's just required, it's okay. Then let's add static const let's add a create, I just say create. These are the type of the events when you are updating, deleting, creating a new message, delete, and the update. And also let's add the other one, which is loading. This one you can use on our initial, but it's not from Appwrite. So these are from Appwrite. So after doing this, let's go to our providers. We want to create a real-time provider which is available throughout the application. Like I told you, these providers are singleton and it is a one instance that is available throughout the application. So let's create a real-time provider, new dat file, real-time provider. What's this? Okay, this one. Okay, this one let me call real-time notify provider. Dat file real-time notifier provider. So we can call it this final, and we want to use the class which is stream provider from river pod. So we'll be listening to any real-time changes. So we just say real-time notifier provider and equals to stream provider. Here we are now using stream provider. Stream provider. We want to use this stream provider from Riverpod, and it has a reference. So let's implement the method here, and it will return. It's supposed to return a stream controller. So what you can do here, we just say final real time and we can just say, let's go to this real time. Okay, we just say real time equals to real time ref.read, and from here we just want to read this client, which is this one. And we can import this, it's fine here. So after doing this, let's create a controller. So it's a for streaming. So we'll be listening to this controller. The application will be listening to this controller. So stream controller. So for any event that is going to happen, it will be listened here. And we want to here, we are supposed to use the type of the stream. We want to listen and fire this object. So here we just do this. Let's import this, and also for our stream, let's do this also here. Then for our channels, if you go to, I think, messages page, messages screen, we already have our channels. These are the channels. So what we can do, we can create an array of channels. So we just copy this, and we can come back to our provider, and we say const channels. So we'll be listening to the changes that are happening to these channels. So here we'll be listening not to a specific key, but to the whole documents for all the charts, and also for every event that is happening. This was a charts one, and this was a message. So there was an error there. So we are supposed to use this one. So put a semicolon here. Then here we just say real time dot subscribe, and we pass our channels here dot stream dot listen, and here just say a message. Then we can do this here and put. So for our listening, we just do this, and we can implement our logic here. This one, yeah. So what we want to do is we want to loop these three channels. So let's do this. So just say for each channel, var channel in channels, right? Then for each channel we just want to filter. So let's try to filter. So we want to confirm which channel are we listening to. So let's do that. We want to filter. So just say final filter event. Then we just say message. This is the message that we got. Message dot filter. You say channel stream listen. Let's see why this is. Function express cannot be named. What is happening here? Okay, let's put a semicolon here. So here we can say, we just say message. We want to filter events here. So we can say message dot events dot where for each element, where element dot contains, where's the contains each channel, right? So we want to filter and get each event here. So if it's, so we can check now if, because we can subscribe to many events but you want to just listen to this type of event, then if filter events dot is not empty, so it means we chose the correct channel. So there can be multiple events that can be passed, but for us we want to listen for only these two types of channels. So if it's not empty, you just say final event equals to filter events. Let's get the first one, and then we want to know the type of event. So we just say event dot split. This event that we get here, we want to dot split, and we want to split by dot, and we want to get the last part, and the last part will be the type, either create or delete. So if, let's add this array, real-time notifier dot create dot delete dot create dot update. If this contains this type that we have here, means this type can be, if it's create delete, what do you want to do next? So let's add an if. So we just say final, let's get a document. So this document is from here, and we can use from map, and we say message dot payload. This is coming from our real-time event, and then we just say controller dot add, and we want to our real-time notifier, this one, and the type will be type, and the document will be document, like this. Then we can pass our controller. So after doing this, at the end of here, we just say ref. When it's time to dispose, they said on dispose, what do you want to dispose? When disposing this, we want to close this stream. So it just says subscription. What was the name of the subscription? What was the name of the subscription? No, I'm not supposed to do it here. Real time. I'm supposed to close this subscription here. So here we just say final subscription, right? So after doing this, subscription dot cancel. Then put a semicolon, and we just return a controller dot stream. So it will be listening to this. So now we are done here. So the next thing is to use our real-time provider so that we can listen to it. So let's go to the message view model. Messages view model. So you want to create a new method which is the listening. So you just say void, or you just say real-time synchronization. So here we want to listen to our synchronization, everything that is happening into our method. So what you want to do here is just use the provider that we have to listen to the changes that is happening on real time. So what we can do, we just use the ref. So this ref, we have this reference that is in here. So you just say ref.listen. So we'll be listening to our provider, and our, let's say real time. Let's copy the class. We'll be listening to the changes that are being done here, like this. Let's import. So our provider will be real-time notifier provider, this one, and we can import the class, and here we just put a semicolon, and here can be now also. So we'll be listening to this. So we just say real-time provider, and we want to select in the value from here, which is just say value. If it has a data, right? Just as data. I think it will return then this value like this. So what we can do, we just say if, let's add this condition, if next, this one can be a now, document that you are listening dot dollar collection ID is equal to strings. This one, we want to check the collection of this thing, which is this one. So we are listening to messages. So now we want to filter. So before we do that, we know that we are listening. We are listening to a message. So let's start do this first. Message equals to message Appwrite. This one dot from JSON. Then we just say next. Document dot data. We want to map this, and this is going to be our message. So let's do the checks, because we'll be listening to many messages, and these messages can be a message of someone. So what we want to do, we just want to filter the messages if you are listening to the correct messages. So we just say message. Is this message, because we are in a message screen, so we want to know the sender. The sender user ID must be equal to maybe the state dot my user ID. We are listening to my user ID, or keyboard that I'm using does not have a proper keys. Message dot also receiver ID must also be equal to, can be equal to state dot my user ID also. This is the first condition, and another condition will be the opposite. We are checking for the friend user ID. So we just say sender user ID is equals to what? Friend user ID. Here friend user ID. So we are in this screen, so we are supposed to show the message for this one. So after doing this, we just say save message Appwrite, which is this message, right? And the document, which is this one. This is going to be our document. This is no longer necessary. And we want to also add a type here. Next dot type. So our method does not have a type. So here let's configure this and just say string type. So what we are doing here, we're inserting this here, but want to modify here. So if the message exists, we want to modify here. Maybe it's an update or a delete. So what you want to do here is just, we want to implement the changes. So just say switch type, and then we say case real time notifier dot, if it's create, it means it's a new message. Then we put a break, semicolon here. Then we say delete. Let's say end with delete here, just say update. So we can have our break. So based on what we have here, we just send our type. So our type here is either create, delete, or update, which is coming from this real notifier. And we can, if it's a new message, we can create a new one. If it's not, we can listen to, if it's a delete, we can delete to a new one. So let's implement the changes for this. So for a create, it's easy. We just do this here. For a create, let's see where you are using this. For if it's create, before this break, we just say state what you currently have, state equals to state dot copy with, right, the name of the class, and you want to add this new message. No, what we want to do, it's here, it's messages, right? Messages, but it will be an array. So we want to add this new message. It will be the first one, and here we just say dot state dot messages, and then we put a semicolon here. So after creating a new one, we just want to save this message into our realm. So just save this, copy this, and then save it here. And for an update, after we are done with our update here, we want also to save the message. But before we update, maybe something was changed, so we just copy what you already have. Okay, let's just say state equals to state dot copy with the name of the method, the messages. So on the messages, we just say want to say state dot messages dot map. We want to look for the, like this, we want to look for the correct map, which is e.id. It means the ID. If the ID is the same as the message dot ID, then we can update with the new message, which is this one, or else we can say this e after this, then to list. Let's convert it to list. Then we can persist our, we can update this with the latest message. So if it's a delete, so for a delete, it's just like the same. So what we can do here is just copy what we did here, just copy this. So where ID, we want to change here, which is the element. So we don't want to use this one, we just say where we want to stream, where ID, we want to get everything where ID is not equal to, where ID, where e.id not equal to this, and it's supposed to be a boolean, and we can remove this. After doing that, we just say realm.delete. We can delete this message and can be deleted from the database. So what's the error here? I think the error here is because this one is for loading. We just say loading, it's okay, we are not catering for this. Then after doing this, we'll be able to do this. So we want to listen to this synchronization here in our build. When this thing launched here, you just say you can listen it to here, and let's make it private. By doing this, let's make this private. Then let's go to our messages, our messages screen. Let's delete this. So we don't want to listen to this anymore. And this real time, let's remove this. Where's the real time? Let's remove this. Yeah. So right now we centralized our messages. and let's test this if you'll be able to see something happen. So how are you? Hello, let's see, supposed to, yeah, this is an hello, but we did yet implement here to be visible here. So what you want to do, let's go to our view model. This one we want to copy this one as it is, right? And we want to go to our chart list. Let's go to our view model again, and let's paste this in our chart list, view model. So what we can do, let's import also this class, and let's import this real-time provider. And here the collection ID here is no longer messages, we are listening to collection user ID. And here the model for this is chart Appwrite. And for this one, let's delete everything that is in here, and let's delete this also. So for here, we want to say the receiver will be my user ID. After doing this, let's remove this also. And for the synchronization, we want it to be called in this also. Then after doing this, we want also to, there's something left here, we want to copy this. We want to copy this one, and we can implement this here. So this one is going to be our chart Appwrite. So we want to map this one to our chart Appwrite, because if you come here, let's go to the message, we have this one. So here you just say chart Appwrite, we are no longer using this message. So for the document updated, like what we did here, we just say next.document. We already have the document, so you just say next.document. This is the updated one. And here we just want to say to send also a type, which is a next.type. And into our chart head, we want to say string.type. So what you want to do here, if it's not empty here, we want also to check, we want to redo here, just is empty. If it's empty, let's do this. We can do this if it's empty. Else, we want to listen to this switch. So like what we did here, we just go here and copy the switch statement that we use here. Copy the whole switch statement. I think this is it. We can, in the else part, just say else, and here it will be chart, and the result here, it will be a chart room, which is this one that we send here, and here will be charts. And we can delete the chart, we can add the chart room into our database. Here will be charts also, and charts, where chart room, here chart room, charts, charts, and we can remove here, and we can delete the chart from chart view. Here is a chart view, but what we want to do here, we want to update something here, which is the ID on update. If you continue to do this, the update won't work here. So just say chart view equals to results, our results from the first dot id. So you see this result here, it's dot id, the tag didn't make. You see this is the result. So we are searching if the sender user id. So if the sender user id is the same, we want to get the id for that. So here we have an error. In this error, we just say real-time notifier dot loading. Let's delete what was added here. So after doing this, let's go to our chat screen. I think, do we have a listener here? So far we don't have a listener here, so our thing is going to work. So yeah, let's test. You see this is messages, how are you? Let's send a message. Hi there. As you can see, it's now updating our chat head. So what you can do now, let's go to list view here. Let's go to the build right here. I just want to say ref dot keep alive. We want to keep preserve the state so that we don't destroy the state of this. We don't destroy the state of this chat state, and we can also do the same to the message screen. Let's just preserve this, and we want also to make some change here. We want to override this method called set state, and in this we want to call this one only when this is mounted. So just say if mounted. That's when we call this method. We can also copy this to avoid some errors of calling set state when the view is destroyed, and also do this. Let's test if everything is okay here. FFF. Let's come back here. FFF. So I think in message screen there's somewhere that we put here mounted. Let's remove. So if we leave the chat screen and come back, maybe it was loading, then we come back later when the set state, when the screen is not visible, we will get an error. So we want to avoid that error. Let's see here if everything's working fine. There you, yeah. So our real time is working fine and is working correctly. I think for the next video we are going to implement send videos, and in this video I showed you how to persist this and work with real time so that our chat application will work correctly. And in the next video we are going to implement send videos and also doing some refactoring on the persisting of videos and messages. We want to persist like the images into our local phone. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you are new to this channel, may kindly subscribe so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Salut coders.